Dice Age is made possible thanks to the support of our patrons. We'd especially like to thank our living legend, Silgwyn. Thank you very much, and enjoy the show.
The Empire of Maca has existed for nearly 1,000 years. Founded and ruled by Avon the Main, the immortal Empress, it quickly expanded its borders thanks to the overwhelming power of its mages and the shrewd politics of its nobles. Now it has fully conquered the centre of the continent of Elmera, and although war has ended, peace still eludes its populace. As the Empire nears its first millennia, the signs of turmoil have become more frequent and apparent. Monsters are becoming more bold, nobles plot schemes of usurpation, and whispers of rebellion hang heavy in the slums. This gave rise to the adventurer. These strong individuals of all races and classes lend their might to the citizens of Maca to drive back monstrous incursions. There are even adventurers who perform deeds so noble that the people can see beyond their race to the hero that lies within. There are those who criticise these adventurers and claim they're nothing more than pawns used to advance the political machinations of nobles. Despite the immortal Empress herself making fewer and fewer appearances, there are those whose faith in the Empire remains unshaken. But the wise know that it only takes a few sparks to ignite the flames of change. Allow me to introduce you to these sparks. Welcome to Elmera.
Hello and welcome to Dice Age, an actual play D&D show. My name is Jack. I'm the Dungeon Master. We've got heroes here. Introduce.
Hey, I'm AJ, and I play Edgar Wood, the successful, victorious half-elf blood hunter.
Woo! I'm Alice Rose. I play T, the elven sorceress, and I finally took a shower.
Hey, I'm Dakota, and I play Esarius, the human rogue who's probably about to die.
Hey, I'm Zach. I'm going to be playing Tauros, your tiefling paladin.
Hello, I'm Trey, and I will be playing Oberon Perseus Maximus Germanes Cornelius Alexander, the resplendent, victorious Drow fighter.
Great.
Jack, you okay?
No, I'm good. I'm
You
I'm
look like
doing.
shit, man.
No.
His camera
You not
isn't
slept?
even on.
'Cause- yeah, we've slept. Have you not slept?
It was a good night's sleep.
No, it's sleeping isn't necessary for
Did
daily
you
life. And
Did you
function.
absorb Zach's facial hair? Because your
It's
beard's
on
looking a
top.
little rough.
Have you not eaten since the last time we saw each other?
What?
So
Did you have to find like 22 spell scrolls or something?
no, it's great. I did some introspection. I did some thinking about life and good times and happiness.
You know who else had a lot of time to do some introspection? Alan Crow. He was putting time out for a while with that banishment spell.
Yeah, that's a good point. You all did manage to successfully beat Villain's Bane, so good for you. You did it.
Yeah, it's crazy. They got close, but didn't kill a single one of us. With how many of them there were, like
feel good.
Kanasha fell a couple times, but everyone came out.
Yeah, we're all alive, all feel good. We killed
Yeah.
everyone. Yeah,
Yes, that's got a
everything's-
little issue, but we're fine.
Look, it's just a little bit of black blood, but just gonna cough that up, but that'll be fine.
I don't know about that, champ.
I'm ready to go, Jack. I think
We're
recap,
great.
right?
Let's
Uh,
wake up.
Yeah, no, I guess we could just go ahead
Uh,
and return to the world of Elmera.
He's gonna kill us.
Water.
All right, so we return to the city of Eadestown in an abandoned, or not abandoned, but currently unoccupied, except for our heroes and several corpses, a court where you all are have just managed to defeat Lady Ward and Villain's Bane once again. So how's everyone doing? How's everyone
So
feeling?
I got the spell scroll case, and I got the keys. I want to immediately flip through the keys till I find the one that she pointed out as being the one to my grandfather's. Because remember, she was showing
Right.
off the keys, and she's
Yeah.
like, "This one." Like,
give
I want
me
instantly.
a quick, just a little tiny itty bitty intelligence check to see if you can remember exactly which one that was.
Somebody want
Little
to give me a
tiny,
hand here.
itty bitty.
Edgar's
like
got
I
something
just
else he would
heard
be
your
doing.
voice.
All right, cool. I'm
Something else is
gonna
happening.
use my storm crown because it's still active to give me advantage on this because it is a skill check technically or an
Mhm.
ability check. 15.
3.
Okay. 15. So yeah, you're able to find the correct key.
The instant I get it, I just instantly take it off the key.
Okay.
Yeah, and I still have the other keys.
At the same time, Edgar's gonna go up to Ken and say, "I know you're really hurt. You were fucking badass in that, but we made a lot of noise in here. Let's just take a really quick look outside. Make sure we didn't get any attention." So I'm gonna take Ken with me to go take a look
Okay.
outside.
Yeah, they'll go with you. Go ahead and make a perception check.
I'm gonna give Ken the help action.
Okay.
Smart man.
20.
Nice.
20. You see, as you look around, you see there are several there, like I'll say, like you're kind of like peeking out through the windows and stuff like that. You see that there's been some crowds kind of gathering outside. People are definitely taking notice. And as you like look out into the distance, you can hear and see the gleaming of sunlight bouncing off of armor, and you hear the clanking of metal, letting you know that the guards are on their way.
Hey, we're gonna have to go. We made a little bit too much noise. Grab what we need.
Is there? I'm just going to grab. I'm just going to take my cloak off, like wrap it around Ward, and just like sling her body over the back of.
Okay.
Before we start running, I'm gonna have Essa roll a con check to see if he can resist, like kind of showing any kind of reaction
Mm.
when the form fades.
Keep his shit together.
I'm gonna roll that with disadvantage because he was in that form for a lot longer than he normally is. Ooh, 12. I'm gonna say that's not enough. I'm gonna say Essa like kind of keels over for a second, gets like on his knees, and like bits of like this kind of darkened glow with bits of green, and it kind of start to dribble from his mouth.
Shit.
I'm fine.
uh,
Fine.
Taurus will kind of like
No,
move
we're not.
towards him with his like still kind of in his deeming form as he kind of shrinks down just to help. But he'll kind of like put an arm around Essa to kind of just help him as the wings
Yeah,
kind of
like
support
all the
both of them.
as he like transforms back, all the blackened veins kind of recede, but you can see like bits of damage to his skin and like in his eyes. You can see his eyes are almost kind of like he's not like unfocused or not there. His eyes kind of glazed over.
All right, I've got you.
Thanks.
All right,
Let's-
exit
let's-
strategy.
I immediately look to Hart. Where's Micah?
Hart looks at you and says, "We know where Ward kept him. We'll be able to go get him. He's in the where Ward's been living in this city.
What will you do afterwards?
Well, right now our plan is just to get him and get him somewhere safe. And she looks at you and says, "Would would we have safety amongst the monstrous alliance?"
Of course
Yeah.
you would.
Okay, if you wouldn't mind letting us stay there, that would be very much appreciated.
And I'm quickly going to like tell them the direction of like the nearest like encampment.
Okay.
We need to make time now.
Hey, as we start running with them, I'm gonna go to Hart as well and just say, I have a request too. Once you've gotten Micah safe,
Absolutely.
we we've got some shit to deal with that's gonna lead us closer to the capital. So we're not gonna be here for Eadestown. We don't want you here for the attack here as well. But once that's done, it's gonna be Avon. What I would really appreciate if you guys can work with On Guard if you have to, but I think you all are capable. Ella Creek, if you could get Fort Durgan and secure that as a base for us, I think for our group specifically, that would be a great forwarding base for whatever attack we do after.
I understand. Yeah, if we're able to, we'll see what we can do about securing Ella Creek and Fort Durgan as well.
I make sure to tell them that they should say that I specifically sent them as a member of the interim council.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a seal, T? You should get a seal.
Shit. I mean, I've got the Rockfort seal, but we all know what we
Ugh.
think of that one.
We'll workshop.
Okay, so you all, I assume everyone's just on a plan to get Foe at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so your parents, T.
Yes.
Do you want the cards to be taking them with them to the nearest?
Probably the smartest move because we're about to go into the literal lion's den.
Let me just. Yeah, the cards can take my parents.
Okay.
Because nothing bad happened the last time you entrusted your parents' safety
That's
to.
why the wisdom saves.
Yeah. So your parents look at you. They both give you a hug. They thank you so much for coming and saving them. And your mother goes, "So are you going to be coming with us to safety?"
I have to stay and fight the fight. You go to safety, I'll reclaim these lands for people who would never do such hateful bullshit. And we'll meet back when it's.
Your mother looks very worried, but your father places a reassuring hand on her shoulder, and he says, "I know you'll be able to do it."
Thank you. Now don't die on me, alright? Go.
Don't plan on it. And you all will split your parts. Does Kin come with you, or is Kin going to be helping with the cards and everyone?
Ken, I need you to make sure these guys stay safe. If you wouldn't mind, and I trust you more than the cards. I trust them, but I trust you more. If you could.
I understand.
I would have grabbed whatever loot, like the good weapons that Villain's Bane had too, just so like they could take it back with them. Maybe give Harrison a dope bow.
Yeah. So there was some neat weapons. Basically just like +1 and +2 weapons. Nothing like
Yeah.
that your group would be all that interested in. You're pretty fucking kitted out as far as weapons are concerned. But yeah, you can definitely get some of those weapons over to the cards and Harrison and all them. Give them a little boost. You do know that at this point, the army from the Republic of Nantua has already begun crossing over the Bogaik Mountains and are making their way to Eadestown, where the allied peoples of Elmera's army is going to be meeting them to begin the conquest of the city. And you also know that. Have you? I don't know if you heard this yet. So as you all are like getting ready, I imagine you're all like are like, okay, we're getting out of Eadestown. We're just gonna go start heading towards that forest outside of Avon. As you all are leaving, you will get a sending from Planin explaining that the military forces around Cashel have been beaten back. That the assistance from the humans of the free cities has arrived. I think that you'd already heard that they'd arrived in
Yeah.
Cailleach, but they have successfully forced a retreat from the
Hell yeah.
Imperial army, and it's that army is now making their way back. They may be stopping in Inach, but they could also just be going straight to Avon. That's something that further reconnaissance will be needed to establish. But
I would respond to Planin, letting him know that allies called the Cards are bringing loved ones back.
One of them
Capable,
looks like me.
capable, have a mission in mind if it works for you. We're going to, it's called the Central Forest, right?
Yes.
I don't have my notes open. Going to Central Forest, try to take out a big player. We'll talk soon.
Okay. All right. I'll say it will now move over into the night of this first journey leaving Eadestown on your way to the Central Forest. It's going to be a 5-day journey to get to the Central Forest. This time it is now so it is still the 3rd day of Boanan. So you are getting closer to the midway point of the fall season. So the air is starting to take on a bit of a chill. You're seeing that what little trees and things that you see around are starting to have their leaves change color. As you're taking your walk to the Central Forest, it's nighttime. You're all setting up camp. Does anyone have any stuff they want to go over at this point?
Was there anything else on the trip besides the scroll case and the key?
Let me double check.
A letter for Oberon that's just a middle finger.
On Ward,
Says with love.
she did also have a dagger of venom. And
It would be a bad offhand for
Yeah.
Nessa.
She also had 400 gold pieces on her. I don't know if that's especially enticing to anyone at this point.
Why
It's
not?
free gold.
Free gold.
She also was wearing a set of +3 studded leather armor.
Ooh.
Anybody want that?
+3 studded leather.
Good.
Essa?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Wait, guys, come on. Hang on. One second. Just guys. Static AC 24. I can get that up so high.
Oh my god.
I have
Let's
a,
let-
I have an AC of 20, Edgar.
But if I go with Sorry Form and I shield, that's an AC at 30 though. Come on.
That's huge.
That's legitimately disgusting.
And then Tauros cast Shield of Faith, so you get a
No!
+2 to that.
Like my stomach
That's
is
okay.
turning right now.
I guess I can have it. Fine.
I think all I have is like studded leather +1 right now.
Edgar's mad at us.
You guys have magical armor?
You guys
Do
are getting
you want it?
You should become friends with Fen. That works for us.
Okay, no, I have studded leather +2, so
Listen, Tauros
Right.
has this really cool armor, and it's got this really cool ability. Not that we would know.
so I will take the time to
No.
don that armor, but so I have a static AC of 21 now.
Beautiful.
Nice.
I'll
And
take
was
it
that
back
all
to
she had
the,
on?
That was all that she had on her person.
Okay. Perfect. Cool. The second we got that and we've got far enough away, Oberon's literally just going to turn to T and be like, "You want to burn the body?"
I would enjoy.
You
Yes,
guys
it does.
brought her body with you?
I said I said I slung her body
Oh,
because I didn't have time.
I missed that. My bad.
I didn't have time to rifle through her pockets while we were leaving, so I'm like, let's just grab it while we
Essa
go.
holds up the card, the card that Ward Solace drafted, and goes, no matter what, she ain't coming back.
Good. And then I'm just going to like toss Ward's body like in the middle of the road
Literally
as
like,
we're
pull.
yeah, Essentially,
Okay.
pull. I yeet it up in the air as high as I
Look,
can for a
we
fireball.
we earned this. We earned this.
You did.
Okay.
Alice, can you cast Scorching Ray again just to see if you hit?
Yeah, see if you hit.
I-
See if you hit. No balls.
I'm gonna say it's only a 10 to hit her. It's because she's a corpse.
I would have to roll a nat 1 to not hit.
Three
You
nat
will.
ones.
You
Three
will.
nat ones.
Hey!
Roll the other two. Roll the other two.
Fine.
3 nat ones.
Fine.
2. Damn.
Okay, so you all have successfully killed a woman, taken her body away from the site of her murder, throw her corpse into the air after
Took
you
her stuff.
stripped it of its valuables and clothing, blasted it with fire, and then let it thud onto the ground and burn to cinders.
Guess what?
He's
We
a
will.
bitch.
And guess
That's
what?
what
We
we
will
did.
still never get back the time where we had to listen to the bullshit that came out of her mouth. So I think we're even.
That's true.
Jack, if Maeve had a +2
Okay.
longbow, I'm just gonna swap mine for that one.
Okay.
Okay,
I
I'm
think she
gonna
got
say
one.
this right now. I may be on the list of generational haters just for Lady Ward.
That's a good point.
Essa, what? Are you okay?
I'll be fine. It's
Can
just
we help?
I think just need time. I've never been in I've never been in the form that long, so I think it just put too much strain on me. S is not okay. Just the roll deception. He is lying out of his ass. There is no charisma roll that will.
Do you mind if I take you aside for a moment?
Sure.
Yes, I do.
Toros joins.
I'll get up and walk away
Yeah.
with tea.
The myth of consensual chats. I consent, I consent, I don't.
Ask.
I no.
Don't forget to leave space for Tauros.
Yeah.
Always.
I'll walk away with tea to the point where the rest of them can't hear us.
Darling, as the other person with the Reaper's power, I see what's happening to you. And I'm concerned as your friend. I know that power is seductive. You can tell there's like layers behind that, but that's for another time. Seductive, but and this may be shocking to you. I value your continued well-being over the war. I value all of your lives over the war. Maybe that's not what I'm supposed to think, but I care about you, Buck. And I'd like to see you live. And the way you look right now, she like kind of almost touches his face and then recoils a little. I can tell he has his hook in you. And I don't like that. So tell me honestly, what can I do?
There's just no easy way to say this, huh? I'm not looking to live after this war.
What the fuck do you mean by that?
And like, there's a moment where Esther kind of realizes what he's saying, and she goes, "Once this war is done, if these powers haven't killed me, I'm gonna take myself out."
That's. No. No. Just no.
I
I don't know if you're trying to be noble or if you're trying to have a whole. I'm just going to be pessimistic. That way I'm either right or pleasantly surprised. But the way to honor the memory of everyone who fought
to get you here and keep you alive is not to throw that away.
It's just, it's hard when you don't want to keep on going.
Essa, there's so much around you. So many people who care, and a whole new empire that's about to start that you pokes him in the chest a little too hard. Were a
Ow.
key player in creating.
I know, but that doesn't quiet down what I hear in my head at night.
Is it
That
real?
doesn't, it doesn't stop me from thinking these things. I know I have great friends. I know we're building something amazing. I know what we're doing is right and needs to be done for the sake of this world and the sake of the people in it, and I intend to see it through. But it's hard when I'm by myself in my tent or in my room at night, and my mind wanders, and all I can start thinking about is all the wrongs I've committed, all the problems I've caused, all the shit that I've done to get here. And there are some nights where it's just hard not to want to just close my eyes and sleep forever, to not wake up the next day and to hope that whatever this connection is takes me early.
I can tell there's nothing I can say that would change your mind to the. But please, if you do have these lapels de vide, talk to me. Come find me. At least then you won't be alone. I don't have experience with what you're going. That doesn't mean I don't want to be there for as your friend. I've worried about you for a while, Asa. And this has not been encouraging. Again, I know I'm not going to change your mind. Please just think of it.
I don't think this entire time S has like looked up at you. I think he's kind of been looking at the ground, just kind of looking anywhere else that's not you. And this is the first time he kind of looks you in the eyes and just goes, I I don't know how to live.
You're a smart man. You can learn. We'll all help. I won't say anything but if you ask for support. Fuck. These people almost died 5 times over trying to save me and my parents. If you ask for help, they'll give it.
S just kind of nods, and I imagine they're kind of like what kind of environment are we in? Like a plains, kind of a forested area.
Yeah, more like a plains grasslands kind of thing.
Yeah. S is just kind of sit down, like not far enough away from the group that where they can't reach him or they need him, but like enough to be by himself, and he just kind of sits down, looks up into the sky, and just kind of goes, I think I just need a space for right now.
All right. I won't smother you. You know where to find me. Okay?
Mhm.
Promise me you will?
Promise.
She'll give him space.
I think once T leaves, Essa just starts crying, like finally saying it out loud what he had been feeling. He has to now confront what he was even planning, and he just starts to cry.
Essa rolled ridiculously high on that sleight of hand to cross his fingers during that promise.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
Shut up! Shut up!
Shut up!
Shut up!
All right. So, any other conversations people want to have right now? Checking
After
in.
Yeah, after that, Edgar sees that the vibe is really off in the camp, and he's not sure what to do until he thinks about that last hit that won the fight against Alan, and he's gonna quietly go up to Woon while people are a little busy. He's gonna give Woon a couple scritches and then say, "All right, buddy, it's been a really long time since we did this. But you remember when we'd act out that play? Me, you, and Oberon? We're gonna go do that, okay?"
Yeah, Wolf gives a little big old woof, and then follows your lead.
Yeah? Alright. Go with Oberon. Go be the heroes. I gotta find this scary ass mask. I'm just gonna go around until I find a bucket or something in our camp supplies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna carve like a face into it and put like some twigs and stuff on it so it looks like horns, and I'm gonna put it on as one is gonna go right under Oberon when he's least expecting it and start acting like a gallant stallion.
Okay.
As Edgar is gonna approach wielding a big ass sword that he can't use because he's not strong, but it's in character, and it's exactly how it was when they were kids. He's dragging it along as he tries to put on a tough voice of like, "Well, well, well, Radimus Rex, attempting to defeat me, the wrath of the hegemony. Never! Ha ha ha!"
Oberon is definitely at first just taken aback a little bit, like, fuck is going, and then like kind of just takes him a second, but when he does finally realize everything that's going on, just like gives like a little bit of essentially like a snort and just and like he will just like again in the same like overly dramatic like hero-y voice just, "But for you see, Radimus Rex always prevails in times where he is needed."
And I think it's just the full like 20-minute play that these two have memorized when they were kids, the thing that got them to want to be adventurers. Just goofy as hell at moments. As
Mhm.
Edgar can't see you when Oberon hits him a little because the bucket swirls around his head.
And like after they get done, I picture that it's a mixture of like the fight and everything else that they're just like exhausted, and is Oberon's just sitting there like panting for a minute, and he's just like, "And what led to this?"
Quietly in your ears, just feel like they needed it. And I kick you. I was like, "We gotta give them a bow. That's what the players did."
Fine, fine, jeez. And Oberon's going to get up, and he's like, "Ah, get how sore this is." Or,
It hurts more now that we're actually strong.
yeah, like, like I think you actually like bruised her.
You'll be fine. Let's
Um,
just
but
turn
yeah,
into this spread out
make
crowd of three.
yeah, this makeshift. As we see Essa crying in the corner, Tauros like polishing his sword, and T doing her
Yeah.
nails.
Oh, T is also crying, just in a much more like concealed, demure way.
Very demure. Very.
Very demure.
Exactly.
I knew
Imagine
someone was gonna do it.
yeah, Tauros
she
is just
she
kind of like
claps when they finish.
yeah, minding his own business at the beginning, and then by the end, he's like fully invested in the story and like gives like a hearty clap.
I think when it starts, Essa like jumps up because he thinks someone is trying to attack because he hears the well. He's like he turns and then with me realizes what's going on. Like slowly makes his way over, curious, and then just kind of silently watches the play Yeah, we'll clap along with Toros when it ends. Kind of
You
rejoining the
never
group now.
win. I don't get why I never get to win. Like, I know it's
You-
not the story.
You never play as Radimus.
I know, but the bad guy's so much cooler.
I would say yeah. Now that we met the actual Radimus, yeah,
And killed the actual Radimus.
yeah.
I think met is a generous term.
Hmm.
He wasn't on his
And-
best day.
Encountered, maybe.
We can say we beat him. Technically.
Technically,
Yeah.
I don't think we ever told you that's the reason why the two of us actually really wanted to be adventurous as
Like,
kids.
it was mentioned.
Well,
I think
yeah.
it was mentioned out of character, but I don't know about.
I don't know
think
if-
it was ever mentioned in
Yeah.
character.
I don't know if the
Yeah.
I don't
play
think it was
specifically
point.
was mentioned.
We know
Yeah.
we know Radimus was a big inspiration to the two of you at the very
Yeah.
least. You
Yeah.
mentioned
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. I don't know how this noble fuck came around for the play, but that's where we met. Just a bunch of humans acting at this play.
Yeah,
Cool.
we used to get in a lot of trouble with Castor.
So you actually grew up like brother?
In a way.
Yeah, I guess so.
How do you guys feel about hearing that?
No. I think if this happened earlier, Edgar would have a big issue with it, but he's like, yeah, no, and then we lost it. And then we got it back, and just feels more like we're brothers now.
That's good.
It's good to see you two happy.
It's good to have both of you here.
That was a touching story.
As Taurus is stone faced.
Taurus didn't know Radimus was going to win in the end.
I call bullshit.
I was on the edge of my seat.
SLA looks at us like, damn, I thought my emotions were neutral because of this shit.
I just felt like we've been doing a lot for ourselves to a degree, but we've just put the weight of the world on our shoulders, and he looks at us. You're the one who told me after the fight with the Knight Commander that we have to keep fighting, but I think the best way we fight against these emotionless fucks who don't care is just to care a little bit. So if there's one thing I'm good at, it's making a fool of myself. So
True.
Good
come on, I'm a better performer than you are. I have the dexterity required for the stage.
Who has the better perform skill?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
It's not even close. It's not even close.
we're rolling. We're rolling.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay.
We're rolling.
Good. Let's see a
Just me.
performance check from both of you.
Go.
Can I guidance myself?
No.
No.
Damn it. This game is bullshit.
Stupid.
Thanks.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oberon.
Then,
Oh my god.
That's an 11 from Oberon. Neither of you are great performers. We'll say that.
yeah.
You know, Edgar, I really think you are the heart.
Okay.
of the group.
But for the stunts, let's see an athletics versus an acrobatics.
That's true.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
16.
16 acrobatics from Edgar, 27
27
athletics from
athletics.
Oberon. So it's
You know-
the dialogue isn't great, but the choreography is pretty good.
Hell yeah.
I'm using a weapon I don't use. I have a fake ass helmet. It's fine. Whatever. Whatever.
You're the heart of the group.
I don't
Yeah,
need
well,
this tea. I know what
feel
you're
like
trying to do.
Oberon
Also,
really embodied the hero, you know?
I'm sorry, I just have to also do a little check. I'm gonna give him we'll give him a +5 in advantage on this.
Can I guidance because I did give scritches to one?
Yes.
Okay. I'll quietly give you one.
That's
You
what
did
the guy did.
specify
So
the
that's a
scriptures beforehand.
21 plus a D4. So that's 24 on the performance check from Woon. So
Woon is
Best
the
actor.
This was even better when Woon was like a little puppy.
mhm.
It
There's
was a
a part-
lot cuter.
There's a point where Woon lets out like a mournful howl, and it nearly brings all of us to tears.
One forgets he's a grown ass dog and thinks he's still the puppy for a second there. Nearly kills Edgar.
Mm-hmm. We're play fighting. I have adult and Elmera Mastiff sized teeth and claws, but we're play fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you all have your little skit, and you know, some tough conversations were had, a little bit of levity, and that'll end this night. Unless there were any other things anyone wanted to, any more roleplay scenes anyone wanted to do before it ends.
Right
things?
before we're about to head off to bed, is just going to turn to Edgar and just tomorrow or at some point contact Glenn and ask him to talk to Cailleach. I have no clue what a lich is. We need as much information as possible.
Yeah, if anyone knows it's her, I'm also gonna.
Also, didn't you say that LaClari was supposed?
I was gonna have plan in reach out to Fen to reach out to LaClari, or just have plan do it directly. But LaClari knows Fen now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get those out. I don't think we need anything else right now from them. But yeah, we're 5 days out still, or 4 days out now.
At this point, you're 4 days out.
No. Yeah, we're gonna have to hustle. Hopefully,
yeah, I think we may have to push ourselves a day or two.
I'll say the day you guys get into the Central Forest is going to be the day that the battle for Eadestown begins. Or that the siege of Eadestown begins. And whether or not it erupts into a full-on battle, we'll just have to see.
Yeah.
Alright. The next day, you all suffer the benefits of a long rest, and you awaken and you feel that like drain and bodily like yucky harm that you felt has alleviated. Though in the night you were tormented with visions of death and destruction, all accompanied with the sinister slicing sounds of a scythe.
I think Essa, for a good portion of the morning, is moving about and pedaling back up, but is very clearly shaken, like trembling. Even if he is not like aware of it, his hand is trembling and is putting stuff up. And just his whole body is like that.
T tries to stick a little close. Not trying to smother him, but trying to make sure that she is there for him.
Mm-hmm. As you all begin your journey towards the Central Forest, you'll be making contact to try to hear back from LaClari, and also seeing if Cailleach knows anything about liches. First, we're going to do an intelligence and arcana check from Cailleach to see what she knows about liches.
They get stitches.
Which is good.
True, bestie.
Oh.
Cailleach hears leeches.
Alright, I'm going to... I don't have the whole character sheet completed for Cailleach, because I never actually planned on you all fighting her. I mean, if you wanted to, you could have. It would have been an interesting result, but...
An interesting TPK.
Nah, I'd win.
No, I'd win.
And then it cuts to a scene where
It cuts to Oberon the pose.
Yeah. I was thinking Oberon cut in half, like... Now I'd win.
Oh wait, no, I do have a character sheet for Cailleach. That works out pretty good. Okay. Let's have her roll an Arcana check. Alright, that was a 32 on her Arcana check.
Rolled a 19.
Yeah.
So you all don't get a ascending from Cailleach. You all are like walking, and at some point, like you notice a tree, like as you're like walking down a path, and then as you like walk past it, you see moving out of the corner of your eye. You look, there's nothing. You turn back around, and Cailleach is standing there.
Yeah.
Ye
Ooh.
gods.
Oh.
So I just want to make sure I understand this correctly. Like, just I don't want to, you know, like sending is reliable usually, but sometimes words can have different meanings depending on the context in which they're said. You said that your great grandfather is a lich. Is that the word you used?
He
Yeah,
said that
apparently.
our companion said that he was able to define that he had turned himself in. Did it say that he had become the first lich or just a lich?
The first,
Just
the
of its
world's
kind.
first lich.
Yeah, so I'm going to repeat that word for word.
Okay, so, but you're certain that's the word that was used?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then she like looks off in the direction of the central forest, and then looks back at you all, and then just goes, "You'll be fine. It's
No, no. What the
No,
fuck?
no.
no, because you guys killed the Knight Commander. You can
Yeah,
deal.
what are we dealing with, Colin?
No, it's
What's a
don't-
lich?
I don't like how
Cailleach, dear,
that's
we
the
know you too well by now.
Why is that the comparison?
Why does she need a person for this?
uh
Or what's happening to our dad?
oh, okay.
What
So
the hell's going on?
from what I understand, okay. So here's the thing. Your grandfather extended his life considerably compared to what you know what a typical elf can do, right? Like that's even the immortal empress. We know that she's got her own reason for that. But your grandfather doesn't have that. He did not get access to the relic. That's not something that he's got, not something he benefits from. But he's still been around the same amount of time as the immortal empress. That's not something that an elf normally can do, even with how long lived you fuckers are. So at some point in his life, your grandfather died.
and was brought back with magic.
He brought himself back with magic.
How?
What?
What is
This
it?
How's
doesn't
it
make
possible?
sense.
But he was dead.
For like a little bit.
How long is a little bit?
On
Be more specific.
purpose?
On purpose.
So
Like a long weekend or
So here's the thing.
At Bernie's.
So there's been this thing, and I'm not a scholar by any means. I'm not someone who's gone to the colleges that you have and your fancy books and everything. I know my magic because I just know magic. That's who I am. That's what I'm about. But I have to brush up on things, make sure I understand. You know your enemy, all that good stuff. Know your enemy. By the way, that's an aphorism that I came up with. I personally invented that.
inside.
Please get to the
I mean,
point.
hell, it's a good idea. Holy shit.
Nat
I have
20
advantage on insight
It's a
checks. I have
nat 20.
advantage on insight checks.
for a total
You're
of
a
31
brilliant
on Oberon. She firmly believes that she's the one who created that aphorism.
Sorry,
Mhm.
what was it again?
Know your enemy. And she says, been this theory. It's a little bit of a hush hush. People that do dabble in magic get told, don't do this. It's a bad idea. You'll get yourself killed. It's an abomination. It's an affront to the very gods. That kind of stuff.
So the fucker did it.
Oh, if the information that you have is accurate, then he managed to do something that like a necromancer would that was like the ultimate dream. And also something that would intensely upset our patron, as it were. She says, pointing to T and Essa.
Oh.
Oh, so you're telling me the Reaper has it out big for this guy?
Well, no, the Reaper has it out big for everyone. But
Disrupting the natural order of the life and death cycle is not his favorite.
no. And when you make it so that you can't be killed, it's a pretty
Wait.
bad situation.
So
You
he
um
Wait.
Can't
can't.
be killed?
Can't be killed.
Well, everything can be killed, but liches are incredibly difficult to kill.
why?
Elaborate.
Well, because you can kill them and they don't die.
There's
Oh.
gotta be more to that.
My dear, we need specifics.
Right.
What
so,
makes them come back from not dying?
as she's talking, she pulls an egg out of her sleeve. So
Don't leave. Don't leave.
Back it out of her head!
I'm gonna steal the egg.
An egg in these trying times, ma'am. This is what Toro
That's
says
an
in that voice.
excellent point you brought up.
she's just kind of like fiddling with it, and she just goes,
It's her
"So
fidget egg.
yeah," and she's just like, "So here's the thing. Normally with an undead, you've got something like a zombie or a white or something like that. It's kind of mindless. It's created by a necromancer, animating the flesh of a dead creature, and just using it as a mindless goon, right? We all are aware of this. The very basic magic that, like, honestly, if you think about it, isn't even that bad. Like, they're not using the body anymore.
We're not asking for a defensive necromancy. What
Edgar is
it?
nodding along because he's looked into necromancy as the god. It's pretty sick.
It's just like, we're not looking for a defense on necromancy. What the fuck is he about?
Right. So a lich is this idea of, well, what if I could make myself undead so that I can't die? Because no matter how long lived you elves are, eventually your body fails you. And you just can't keep living. But if you're undead, and you're a special kind of undead that can keep going and keep their mental faculties even after their death and reanimation, you become a lot stronger.
But how
So
does
he's the animator and the animated in
Exactly.
this situation.
He's his own bastard.
how do you bring yourself back from death when you're dead?
I don't know the exact details. That's something I'm not too familiar with.
All right, here's the big question then. How do we kill him?
That's the fun part. You can't.
You don't.
Well,
so here's the thing.
Oberon looks like he's about to have a panic attack hearing
Yeah.
all this.
Mhm. So here's the
What do
thing.
you suggest we do?
Here's the thing. So if you have a lich, you can kill and destroy the body, but eventually that body reconstitutes itself. Now, what it sounds like is if he's having to use your father as a new vessel, something went wrong with his initial reanimation. His body should not be able to fail him. Liches are supposed to have this thing. It's called a phylactery. It's this vessel within which their soul is truly housed. There's this like fragment of their essence that is within the phylactery itself. They're still able to animate their body from any distance from their phylactery. But so long as that phylactery is intact, so long as that essence of them is within it, that body, even if it's destroyed, will come back. But if you didn't do it right the first time, then maybe that body still decays and degrades, and eventually, even after so many hundreds of years or so, whatever you're using to keep that body to be able to regenerate isn't working anymore, or is about to fail. In which case, you need a new vessel.
So he's looking
I just want to roll something really quick.
Edgar is
A
too.
wisdom
Mhm.
save?
No, I think it's is it wisdom or is it intelligence to try to piece
This
it
is
together?
It's
intelligent.
wisdom.
I'm going to give myself advantage on this. I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Edgar had pieced some of this together, so Edgar's just going straight into the wisdom save.
Oh.
Holy shit!
Ooh.
Edgar,
Rolled a 19.
it occurs to you. This is something like Oberon. You're almost there, but Edgar, it occurs to you that that RC-30 was not the original choice of vessel.
Well,
And she says, and with someone like your grandfather, someone who's focused on having the best magical capabilities of all time, and having the centuries to selectively train or breed a vessel that could have the level of magical capabilities that his own did.
So Oberon's not going to roll another intelligence save because her explaining all that, it finally
Yeah, I'll
clicks
say.
in. Oberon doesn't roll a wisdom save. Oberon straight up, like, almost collapses, but he, like, grabs onto Wound's saddle and, like, Wound, like, complete dead weight, almost.
so, we're gonna stop this ritual. If we don't kill him, if we find a way to just keep him in the stasis or some shit, I don't know. If we bring him to you, could you figure it out? Could you figure out how to kill him?
If you can find his phylactery and destroy it, then you can kill him for good. I'll let you know that right now.
What does that look like?
I don't know.
Here's a fun thought. What if the ritual already happened?
Oh, if the ritual already happened, then whatever degradation his current vessel has would be undone, and he'd be able to return to, if there was any loss of ability with the degradation of his current vessel, that would be restored.
Say
Oh.
we kill him in his current vessel. Would he still reform from his phylactery?
He would still reform from unless his vessel is at a point where it's completely degraded and cannot be reformed, it will still reform. I don't know how much time he's got. This is all me just cribbing off of theoretical shit that I stole from other wizards.
I love this chick.
Hold
And
on.
we-
The Caribbean. I'm like, what does that mean?
You said
You know,
that
Cailleach was very much a Rizzler back in the days.
You
No,
Right.
absolutely not.
2 episodes in a row.
You said part of his soul was put into the phylactery to be reformed. Is the rest of it still in his vessel, in his body?
Oh, it still needs to be able to control it.
So what if he doesn't have it anymore and I've revealed the cards? What if I take it when he dies?
I'm
He
afraid
still
that-
has the portion in the phylactery.
But he wouldn't have the rest of it to control the body.
I'm afraid that part of the ritual of the Lich creation
one.
prevents his soul from being captured by something. That's a great ability that you have.
Yeah.
And it's very powerful. But the
But it's not
ritual
gonna
to
do that.
create a Lich creates safeguards against such things.
Should have expected that. I was hoping that would be your answer.
Would have been
And
fun.
Oberon's going like walk up to get closer to Cailleach than he ever has before. He's always like tried to maintain like enough distance, like like it wouldn't really matter, but essentially like enough safe distance from her that he never has to like get like directly in front of her. And he just walks up and he just looks at her. Would you be able to cut the distance for us in any way getting to the central forest? I'm willing to pay almost any price.
We have a fuck ton of spell scrolls.
Like so many.
Mm-hmm. No, that's interesting. As she takes the egg and cracks it open and just slurps it. Like she cracks it like halfways and just kind of
Have you ever cooked an egg? Have you ever tried cooking it?
takes out the flavor.
Ruins the flavor.
Oh my god.
Like she takes a little slurp, brings out like a pinch of salt, and then slurps on it again.
And then throws it on the ground, cracks open another one, a raw egg with no salt, and then drinks
Just
that
cracking open a hard one with the fellas.
Stone Cold Steve Austin bashes
With
them
the
against
two-
each other.
And she says, that is interesting. Time is of the essence if you want to be able to get there before this ritual is finished.
You want info on liches? You want to get a more advantage on these wizards you stole from, or get ahead of this new trend? Get us there faster so we can get to the lab.
Yes. You know what, actually? From what I understand, from my own personal reconnaissance that I've been engaged in, and I find that I am able to learn things, and I enjoy this about myself. I do know that there is another person who's been assisting your grandfather as a sort of like not like an assistant in the sense that he, is taking her under his wing, but more like she's able to do things and she doesn't care about morals and stuff like that. You're making a face.
What's her
at me.
name? What's her name?
Her name? Oh yeah, her name is
You want to say it on 3? No, go ahead. Say it.
I slowly pulled the devil card out, which has Chloe Award
says-
in it.
her name's Regulus Claudius.
Okay. Different
Oh,
person.
that's not what I was expecting.
That was a different person.
I go over on who?
Yeah, Oberon, give me a quick little history check here.
I turned to Edgar and go, I really thought it'd be Chloe.
You get
I thought it was gonna be
advantage.
Ward.
Nope, I think I know who this is. I think I know.
She goes, yeah, it's Grace Claudius. Your great or so aunt. I'm not sure exactly how she's related to you. No, she's a big fan of that alchemy. She loves experimenting on people, finding out different ways. She kind of helped, from what I understand, helped your grandfather kind of perfect some of his, she just kind of like weaves her fingers together, the stuff that he does with the monsters.
Yeah. Keep going.
Right. Well, she's an integral part of this. And she also has an interesting set of notebooks with her on her own little understandings of alchemy and such. If you can get that for me, then I won't ask for a price. That'll be the price. Just get me her book. Do not alter it in any way. And just hand it to me. And I think I'll be happy with that.
As long as the book isn't a phylactery.
Swiping the book.
Yeah.
Swipe a book. And you know what? Actually, give me a quart of her blood, too.
A quart.
Oh,
I'm
court.
not gonna ask.
What's
That's a
going
lot
on?
of blood.
Ron's like, well, what the fuck are we going to store a quart of blood in?
Like all the empty potion bottles we have.
We just bring her torso. There's about a quart left in here.
Yeah, here you go.
Knowing Cailleach, she probably has a
It's-
jar on her.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm not.
she'll
a blood
she'll
jar.
like finish eating the egg and like just the half of the shell that she like broke off is on the ground, and then she just finishes slurping and then just starts crunching on the rest of the egg shell. And then from out of her sleeve, she pulls out this like really weathered, stained, nasty looking glass jar, like glass jug.
I was really hoping it was also going to be an egg. Here's my blood egg.
Mm-hmm.
Bleg.
And she hands it to you and says, "Now make sure that when the blood you're getting it from her, make sure that it's warm. If it's cold, it won't work."
Bag of holding person. Essa.
Yeah, that's us already.
Yep. Put it
Just
in,
here's what you do: you take the jar, and she like shows that like there's like a stopper on it, like a cork stopper, and there's like a needle coming out of it. She says, "You take the jar, you stab the needle into one of her arteries or veins. I'm not picky, and then you just kind of let it do its thing. I wouldn't touch it while it's sucking. It might get confused and start going after your blood.
Madame Chevreau's tagline.
I wouldn't touch it while it's sucking. Oberon's like pinches the bridge of his nose and just to T goes, "Who you are destined to serve after your death."
She kind of punches him in the shoulder a little.
Edgar's
Except-
anger at the
Gross,
situation
but-
is fully
Oh.
gone because he's so pissed off at this.
I know we're not in a position to ask questions, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with this information once you get
Endless
it?
blood.
It's good to know things, right? I think we can all agree knowledge is power, and I'm all about power. I need power.
And eggs,
Right.
apparently.
Okay.
Well, of course. What else am I going to eat?
Everybody knows eggs are the best source of complicated protein.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
All right.
All right. So you guys just want to go to the Central Forest now? Is that like you just want to kind of show up there?
I want to point.
Hey,
I want to point to the location
question.
on
Yeah,
a map where
and-
we know
and-
it's closest.
Real quick. You're able to scry, right? You're able to scry? Would you be I know we can't scry on our great grandfather. Would you possibly be able to scry on her, Grace Claudius? Is it worth trying?
I mean, I could try, but she's probably at the lab right now.
Yeah. We don't have an exact location of the lab.
Oh,
if she's
okay.
inside, we're not confirmed.
Like she'll try to cast the scrying just to like demonstrate, but it fizzles out.
Mm.
No,
What
you
about
see,
on-
it's you're not really able to get eyes. You gotta get there in person to be able to see that lab. Trust me, I've tried many, many times. It's very difficult.
How long have you known about this lab?
How long has Claudius been using it?
So do you know where it is exactly?
No.
Fuck.
The fact
Can you
that-
get a message to a guy named Luke Laurie? I'll tell you his info. Or do you know Luke Laurie? Why do I feel like you might know Luke Laurie?
Everybody
Luke
knows
Laurie?
Luke Laurie.
I've knocked a few back with him.
What the?
Can you send a message to Luke
Eggs?
Laurie?
A few eggs?
Luke Laurie eats eggs. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's not
Oh,
the first time I've
he eats
seen
eggs,
someone-
all right.
That's disgusting. Oberon had to hold Edgar back in that moment.
His favorite way is fertilized.
No.
No, yeah, I can get a
roller
message to
coaster
him.
of emotions.
What do you want me to say to him?
I just want to know if he's got any info. We sent him to go scout for the lab.
All right. She's gonna send a message, and I'm gonna roll a die to see if Laclari's alive.
Oh,
I think you should have Edgar roll the die because he sent him to his death.
All right. We're gonna roll a D. You know what? Let's go with a D100. And I'm gonna say
Okay.
Laclari is very proficient. He's not a pushover. So we're gonna see. Give me a D100 on a 60 or lower. You'll get a response.
Okay. All right.
One time you roll high.
29.
All right.
yeah.
So you tell Cailleach you're saying I just want to update, see if Laclari was able to find the lab. And Cailleach, she's just like, one moment. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Cailleach, Laclari was able to. He thinks he does know where it is. So I guess I could just send you all over to where he is, and then I think that should work out, right? It thinks that's good for everybody.
Yeah. Be prepared in case this is something fucky happened with Luke Laurie, everybody. But I do want to make sure he's okay, especially.
Okay.
All right.
all
So I'd
right.
say weapons out.
Yeah, George just kind of like rests his sword on his Christ on his shoulder.
Okay.
On his Christ.
Mm-hmm.
On his Christ.
All
I was
right.
watching my thing not light up.
So we're all in agreement. You're going to get me the book, and you're going to get me the quart of blood, but you have to use the jar. You have to use the jar to get the blood. And
We
it has
are
to be
going-
warm blood. And it has to be warm blood.
We cannot make a guaranteed promise that we can get it. We will do our best, and should we not be able to, you will be provided proper compensation.
Right. Okay. In this case, proper compensation is going to be 2 quarts of blood from each of you.
Oh.
I bleed a lot. Fine.
We lose a
I'm
lot
cool
of
with
blood.
that.
We lose a lot of blood daily at this point.
It's my whole thing.
Just to make sure, if nothing else, you can't say I'm not fair.
Take the head of your dog, friend.
Yes, Oberon in his mind is like, yes, we can.
No, I established the terms of the agreement outright. I'm not surprising you with them.
Yeah. Agreed. Let's just go. I don't want to
Okay.
talk
Just
to you
please
anymore.
teleport us.
What do you mean?
Quite frankly, you're a
I'm
bit
done.
miserable to be around.
I don't know what you mean by teleport you. We're already here. And you look around, you're in the forest.
Oh my god! This woman.
I look around for
I
the glory.
I turn around and I punch Tauros in the face just cause.
Oh, man.
We're still mad at Taurus about the sparrow thing.
You turn around, you realize you're in the forest, you turn back around, Cailleach isn't there. Where she was standing is Luclari. He just goes,
Does Luclari look as confused as we do?
absolutely.
All of us.
I'm not gonna ask about. I refuse any stories about you and Cailleach.
No,
Never.
No,
never.
No. You
Never.
don't understand. You don't
Never.
understand. It's.
I will cast silence
I don't
on
want
you
to
right
understand.
now.
We do not want to understand.
Look, how do you think I learned about whips? So, anyways,
I throw the displacer whip away. It's gone. It's out. I burned it.
So Luclari looks at you and says, "Right. So, did some magic. I did some snooping. Narrowly avoided getting murdered by big angry monsters.
Good.
Oh,
Good.
So you know, those are in there.
Of course they're in there. So here's the deal. You walk about a mile this way. He just kind of points in a direction. You'll find a cove of trees. And if you get to that cove of trees and you press on the bark, you have to hit all the spots on the 3rd tallest tree. You have to hit all the parts of the bark that is below 10 feet that don't have any moss on them. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter the order. You just got to hit them all at once. Is the thing.
How did you hit them all at once?
Very
He's
nimble.
Luclari.
I wish you all the best of luck. I am gonna go do some reconnaissance. I'm gonna, you know what? I think what I'm gonna do is start making my way down to Ella Creek. You know, I understand that there's some thoughts that maybe that could be a place where the Allied peoples are potentially going to be using as their base before the assault on the capital. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a fort. There's a fort outside of there that's got some interesting history you might want to check out.
Who have you heard that from?
Would you not have heard that from?
Probably not, but
I don't know. I was like, is it
Yeah.
like a big?
I
like,
just came up with the Ella Creek idea with the cards not too long ago.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's
I thought you guys had talked about this before with
You
the
had
Allied
talked about
peoples.
getting him the
okay.
biggest hunter's cabin in someplace.
Yeah.
I think it was Ongar.
in Ongar.
In Ongar.
The biggest hunter cabin in Ongar.
But Edgar would have suggested this too. It's like, if you don't want to travel all the way to Ongar
Yep.
right now, we could use your help.
Okay, we'll just do that then. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
That's cool.
I was like, oh shit, people are talking.
No.
I don't know if Kin's going to be there, but there's a chance.
All right. So I'll start making my way to Ella Creek. You all have some good luck. Be very careful. There's a real nasty asshole right when you get into that lab.
Oh, right.
Legitimate
This is
asshole.
the proprietor of the lab.
So, before we go in, this is something I feel like we should have discussed before we started going. Do we all want to attune to our non-detection shit so that he doesn't see it? Or do we
So-
figure he
Assuming that he
knows?
doesn't already know we're here?
So I'll say something you would know is that when Cailleach demonstrated that the entire lab is kind of under a bubble of non-detection, once you all are inside of the lab, you will also gain the benefits of the non-detection while within the lab. No scrying, divination, like divination magic is severely muted while within the laboratory.
Understood.
Gotcha.
Understood.
Cool.
In that case, Tauros, if you wouldn't mind, could I have Rock'em Sock'em back, or do you still?
You can have him. You'd pass him off.
Okay.
Do you want the whip, Tauros?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
then that frees up a slot. I'll take it.
Yeah. Go.
You don't want the whip
Yeah.
anymore? You don't want to hold on to
So-
it?
No,
You don't want it?
it's on the floor. Edgar's not touching it, so you can have it.
Mhm.
Take
The
it.
whip has hit the floor. The whip has hit the floor.
It's on the.
So the second meteor has landed.
All right. So you all head in that direction. And
I
then-
predator handshake Luglari as he leaves.
yeah, he gives you he
And he's like, I
embraces
haven't
you.
washed his hands since I've been with Cailleach. And then
So he does as
everybody-
well. And then he takes out a whip and then slings it out, and it wraps around one of the limbs of the tree, and he just kind of swings out.
It's
And they eat
fucking
shit.
badass.
Shit.
So let's quickly, before we do this, item attunement before we go. Let's just make sure we've got everything that we want. Potions divvied out, because I don't think we're going to have much time whenever we bust in.
I have big Fen armor attuned. I'm attuned to Whip Lacer, and I'm attuned to teleport.
The teleport ring. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm attuned to the lightning needle and the teleport ring.
All right.
Claudius.
That leather needs attunement.
No.
Claudius rapier, the Banff ring, and if I have an empty spot, I can just attune to Firebrand again.
I've got the Misty Dagger and my Avengers Assemble ring.
Do we have anything else?
I've also got
we-
the anti-scry, but
Did we sell extra big armor? We could give T the Fen armor. We've talked about that. It would probably be helpful to have that armor if Tauros just wears like a +1 armor, you know?
I generally stay out of combat.
It's still really good.
It's really good.
Still
It's
really
great, but like I'd rather have someone who's actively getting beat up wear it.
good. Alice, it's really good. You'd have an AC of 20.
That would be a +5 for me, which is very nice.
If you don't want it.
I'm pretty sure we have plate somewhere that's.
Yeah, in the inventory we have +1 half plate, not
+1 half
full
plate.
plate. Because we gave the full plate to Oberon, remember?
Right, Oberon's right.
We asked Club for his armor. We retroactively like, Club,
Sure.
we need it.
So
Half plate's a good AC loss
yeah.
from this plate.
Do we just want to have Tauros keep the armor?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go hold on to
keep
it.
the armor.
Alright. Okay. I'm going to grab just from what we've got. I'm going to grab the potion of Frost Giant Strength. The dick one that lasts 1d4 rounds.
Tauros, do you want this scroll of protection from evil and good? I think that's going to be really fucking helpful in this fight.
And that doesn't eat up a spell slot, right?
Right. If you use a spell scroll, it does not use a spell slot.
Cool.
It is an action to use a spell scroll,
Yeah.
but
But it
that-
won't use up one of my spells that it would usually do. Yeah, I'll take it.
You can also have the compel duel because you're the only one who can use that.
Yeah.
T, I think you can take pretty much all of these. I could take like Chaos Bolt, something else lower level, False Life maybe, but the rest are yours. You're gonna be much better with them than me.
So which ones out of this list have been taken?
We've got Protection from Evil and Good and Compel Duel are now with Tauros. You can have everything except for Bestow Curse, False Life, and Gentle Repose. I'll take those 3.
Right then. 'Cause
Yeah, I can organize it.
till we
Okay.
How are people looking on potions? Do we have extras?
We have one. We have the Gix Superior, which is a D4 less. We have. We still have. I'm looking good. I've got 3 greater, 1 superior, 1 supreme.
I have a potion of heroism, bottle of wine, 1 greater healing potion. Yep.
I'm at 2 greater, 1 regular.
I have 2 greater.
We've definitely used up the superiors and the supremes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I know we have these. We've already dealt with that before, so I think we still have these hips and these greater hips. God, we're ending this episode on such a low. I know Jack's gonna do something catchy to end it, but like inventory check after all these amazing.
I mean,
Inventory
we're about to go in a big boss dungeon.
I know. Oh, I know. It's just really exciting listening right now.
It's, I feel like it's funny of like after the last episode where we were fighting, it's just like here's
We'll use-
inventory management.
We'll do dishing. We'll use it for dishing.
Yeah.
There we go.
After.
Yeah. Let's just go. So we had that turn.
Yeah. So you all head to the copse of trees. You find the 3rd tallest tree, and you see that there are 8 spots that Laclari was talking about that all need to be hit at once. You all line up. You don't think about how Laclari was able to somehow hit all 8 spots at once.
His penis.
Oh,
What?
I like it.
he's
Oberon.
he's very echidna-like. And then
Oh.
so that might be
You
the
just
worst
made a
joke
whip.
I've ever made.
It could have just been a whip joke. You could have done like, oh, he used his whip.
Uses
No.
cat of 9 tails.
I'm back. What happened?
You don't want to know.
You don't
It's-
want to
You'll find out when the episode comes out.
Well, fine. I'll just leave again.
So you all
We're opening the tree.
you all hit the hit the spots on the tree, and the illusion fades, and you see a large stone building with a heavy stone door. And as you open it and walk in, you all enter into this dank, musty room. As you walk in, like there are no lights, except you see there are like sconces along the walls, and as soon as you step in, the door slams shut behind you, and then fire erupts on all the sconces. As you all look, and find yourselves face to face with a towering monster that seems to be humanoid in shape, but has these big rippling muscles under layers of tawny red fur, gold bracelets on its wrists and on its biceps.
Oh no!
And horns protruding
no.
from its head,
Oh,
this is
encased in
hurt.
gold. As you
This
all
is gonna
find yourselves
hurt.
face to face with a Garistro demon.
oh,
This is gonna hurt.
we are trial by fire immediately.
It roars
Alright.
in a bellowing voice of pure rage and hatred as it charges at you. And we'll see how you deal with it on the next episode of Dice Age.
Oh, he ain't holding back.
As